Vampire Podcast, yaitu Building Your Empire.
Yeah, you can come and join us too.
Did you know that? Fun fact.
So I have no idea.
This is our preparation for our podcast shoot. Come with me. Hello. Say hi to the camera. Now we are ready for our shoot. Everyone ready?
Camera.
Rolling!
And
Action.
hello everyone, welcome to another podcast episode of Building Your Empire. Woo! And today we are going to talk about investing in Indonesia's startup ecosystem. We have our inspiration today, that is an investor at AC Venture, and also she's also listed in Indonesian Forbes 30 under 30 list, and we welcome Maliekah Harjani. Hi.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks everyone. Super excited to be here. It's an absolute pleasure. So
Oh
thank
my
you.
God.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate that you are here. So, Maliekah, how are you?
Doing so good. It's a beautiful weekend coming up. It's a Friday, so very excited to be here and share a little bit more about, Indonesia's burgeoning tech ecosystem, maybe a little bit of my story as well, to hopefully, inspire the next generation of female entrepreneurs and investors in Indonesia. So super happy to be here.
Absolutely. So our fempresses, that's our community name. So our fempresses are, we're young Indonesian women. We're also entrepreneurs, and we would really love to pick your brain today.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Are you ready?
I think I am. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so would you please introduce yourself and also a bit of what you're doing
Sure.
at AC Venture and what AC Venture is?
Sure. So maybe I'll start with AC Ventures. So AC Ventures is a technology-enabled venture capital fund which invests in Indonesia's digital disruptors. So what we do is we look for tech companies in different sectors that we think will be able to not only create impact but also become very large and hopefully, search for the next unicorns in Indonesia.
Next unicorn in Indonesia.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think we have very, we're very excited about where this ecosystem is going and the entrepreneurs that we're seeing. We'll talk more about that as well. But a little bit about my background. So I went to King's College in Imperial College London, where I studied a course called Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Management. And it was through that course that I was studying a little bit more about the world venture capital, where I realized that actually Indonesia is the next frontier market for venture investing. I focus on investing in several sectors, including the e-commerce space, logistics, agri-tech, and also also other e-commerce models and lucrative consumer models within their ecosystem. And my role as an investor at AC Ventures is to not only deal source and do due diligence on the companies, but also to manage these companies and make sure that our companies are growing. So that's under the role of portfolio management as well. But yeah, some of the things that we help our companies do is fundraising, with operations, with hiring, and also, overall business strategy, team development. So yeah.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, we're going to learn so much from you today. So you're an AZ Venture, right? But what is actually venture capital? Would you please give us like a brief idea of what it is?
Sure. So I don't know if you've heard of what private equity is, but venture capital is essentially a subset of private equity where you invest in private companies, but the focus is on fast growing technology enabled companies. It's basically a form of, or an asset class that is focused on early stage or also growth stage, but typically most VCs out in this region focuses on early to growth. But companies that have long-term potential, companies that have young, innovative business models with, amazing ideas that can really change the world through technology adoption. So venture capital funds raise their money from angel investors, other family offices, banks, and even larger financial institutions as well. And the goal of VC is to invest in fast-growing companies and ensure that they can actually be involved in the process to help grow companies for the next 7 to 10 years. So very, very exciting and fast-paced work, I think, because you get to watch companies change and grow very fast, and you're helping them scale and also solve very important operational issues as well, or challenges rather.
Wow, that's really, really cool because like there are also investors who don't really get involved, right? But VCs actually do. Wow, that's really cool. And you're the one who's in charge with that to see their growth, right?
I think within our portfolio, we've got a number of investment team members that manage a few portfolio companies. So yeah, it's usually split between different investment team members as a PIC of that portfolio company.
That is really, really cool. So, karena AZ Venture itu nggak cuma investasi ya, tapi juga bersinergi dengan stakeholder lain di dalam ekosistem Indonesia, right? So, how is it?
So I think AC Ventures, right? We want to be as hands-on as we can with our portfolio. Kita benar-benar believe that the best way to be a part of the ecosystem is to not only support the companies within our portfolio, but also outside wherever we can. Jadi we like to share our learnings. We like to ensure that we are connecting them to other people in the ecosystem, and also maybe to investors globally. So we want to be an active member of the ecosystem because we really believe that Indonesia's onto something really great. And we're just getting warmed up.
Oh my God. It's so amazing to know that Indonesia is like up there too.
Yeah,
right?
I think this year in particular as well, right? We're definitely on the map. And we were already on our way there in the last couple of years. From when I started 3.5 years ago, the ecosystem has grown so much, right? So yeah, very excited to see. Yeah, for us, we're happy to see even more funds come out here because it's even more exciting for all of us to participate together and co-invest and work together. So at AC Ventures, we're very open to doing that.
That's really cool. Nah, karena kita ngobrolin soal startup ecosystem, right? Why is Indonesia's startup ecosystem very interesting to investors?
Maybe I'll start by kind of diving a little more into the economics part, right? I think the fundamentals of the country makes it a very exciting destination for investment. I mean, so far it has shown exceptional potential as an economic powerhouse for ASEAN, right? So I think the internet economy is over, $50 billion, growing at over 20% every year. I think we're still on track to do 300 billion in total market cap for the internet economy by 2025. And at the same time, we're very lucky to have China, US, India, Latin America as very interesting roadmaps for Indonesia to show that, there is burgeoning potential here, but we also have some ideas of how business models can evolve. And at the same time, I think, the government has shown a lot of interest in being able to push different initiatives and is very proactive about the development of the internet economy, infrastructure, education. So we're really excited about that support as well. And I think that if you look at some of the more specific fundamentals, right? It just looking at how technology has been adopted over the last couple of years. 60% of Indonesia has like 60% smartphone penetration. 82% of Indonesia is already covered by 4G networks and affordable smartphones. 80% of our population is under the age of 50, which means that there is a young mobile first demographic of like 15 to 35. Like 15 to 35 accounts for a third of the population. And yeah.
Crazy.
And I'm not just talking about the TikTok generation, right? I'm talking about everybody using technology to learn, to earn money, to save, lots of opportunities. At the same time, we're also talking about 58 to 60 million small, medium enterprises that account for 60% of GDP and 97% of the total workforce. And I think this is also a sector that is ripe for disruption. And we've got a couple of portfolio companies that are targeted towards this sector. So I think if you also look at from a venture capital perspective, Indonesia has also attracted a majority of Southeast Asia's funding, right? Especially because of the mega deals that we've seen in the ecosystem. So I also think that since we're seeing more IPOs happening, there's also going to be a recycling of talent. And of course, also recycling of capital that will supercharge the next wave of technology opportunities. So I think, that along with the maturing of digital users in Indonesia, I think makes it a perfect environment for the next wave of ventures to start. And hence it's attracting a lot of venture money as well.
Oh my God, when you put it like that, with like every data out there, why we're awesome, right? For investor is like mind blowing because I think more Indonesians should know this, and hopefully
sure.
with listening to what you just described to us, like hopefully all the innovators out there can be motivated for that, right? Trends are like external factors, right? Because like trends can change and everything can happen. Like for example, we had this whole world pandemic going on and we never know what's going to happen, right? So do you have any tips for entrepreneurs out there, for presses out there who wants to really start their startup? Like how can they make it happen without, depending on the trends or very depending on the external factor?
I think the interesting thing is when you are building a company, especially in a place like Indonesia that's very nuanced, you want to be able to look at market research, user data, really get feedback from on the ground, right? I think you're right, we don't want to just follow trends that people are interesting, but what are the users saying? If you are, say, targeting females between ages 15 to 25 and you're building a tech platform, right? What are they saying? What do they want? I think it's so important for entrepreneurs to continue to have an agile mindset so they can keep building something that will really be a need for these users, and the solution is really catering to that, right? So I think the best way to make sure that there's product market fit is to keep testing, of course, but also just listen to your audience. I think that's something we always tell our entrepreneurs, especially if they have a new strategy that hasn't been tested out yet. What is your market saying about it? How are they responding? I think that's very important for sure.
Also, I'm actually an entrepreneur as well. I have my small business, still small.
Sai
but
Bucha.
thank you. I remember. So I think like one of the thing for me personally as an entrepreneur, right? What matters most is also I love what I do, and I do something that is really based on me.
100%.
And also like based on my passion, based on my traits, my success traits and all that. Right? Do you have any type of suggestion for people on how can we actually know better of ourselves on like so that we can actually build our life, build our empire?
I love that.
Based on ourselves. Like, do you have any tips for that?
So I came across this app called Asaren. It's right over here. I don't know if you can see it. But it's a very cool app that helps you understand more about your genes through DNA testing. And I think that's very interesting because I feel like you think you know yourself, right?
True.
But the question is, do you really, right?
Do you really?
I think we could have potential in us that we had not foreseen before. So I think this is a good way to get to know yourself, especially if you don't know exactly what you want to build or what you want to do next. So yeah, I did this DNA test. Speaking of success traits, one thing that came up as very high for me was imagination.
Imagination.
Yeah, and that's quite interesting, right?
May I see like how the apps look like?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god, this is so exciting. So this is like their kit.
Yes.
Okay.
This is their kit. I think you do a swab.
Yeah.
And then, it's just a swab actually. And then you send the results. It's very
Yeah,
easy because you can order it on the app and then they pick it up for you. And that's it. You basically
So
get to
easy.
get your test results very shortly
Oh my
after.
gosh, show me the app.
So you can let's actually look at our success traits, like my success traits, because quite interesting. So this is the app. And then from the results on the left, there's different reports that you can pick from. And then if we look at success traits, which is what you mentioned, like I said, imagination for me came up as very outstanding.
Oh my god.
But then
outstanding girl.
which I thought was very interesting because growing up, I spent a lot of time just thinking and imagining, and I was very comfortable, in my room or in the shower, just having a visualization of what I wanted to do next. And looking back all these years, I think I'm exactly where I've always imagined I wanted to be. So it's really great to know that this kind of was in line with what I knew was inside of me, but I completely forgot also because you kind of lose yourself over the years, So yeah.
True. Oh my god, that's so good. Also, like, what about like, if I'm not mistaken, there's also this stress response.
Yeah.
Like, how is it?
My stress response. So I think I was pretty good. I was rated good or excellent at managing stress, but also rated quite high at getting depression or the risk of having depression. So I think it also makes me more aware that I probably should make more time for myself and have a balanced life. Just make sure that I'm taking care of myself for sure.
Aw, okay. Thank you so much for sharing about you.
Absolutely.
Because that was like so personal.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for
No
sharing
worries.
about that.
Thank you.
I love that. We love that.
So like I mentioned, e-commerce is one of those sectors as well, because we believe that the next frontier market will be tier 2 Indonesia. So we kind of, we're excited about social commerce models and